Most people have a dream to own a house. In this video we will share some tips on how you could save money for a down payment much faster. When buying a house, offering a big down payment can save you a lot of money in the long run. So for this reason, you should start as soon as possible. Even if you don't plan to buy a house for several years, you've probably started thinking about how to save for a down payment. Unlike saving for retirement, where the funds you stash away likely won't be accessed for many more years, a down payment is a large sum of money that you'll need to access soon. 1. Figure out how much you'll need to save. Before you begin saving a down payment for a house, you first have to know how much you'll need to save. Plan to sit down with a mortgage lender who will let you know how much of a mortgage you can qualify for. Generally speaking, your housing expense should not exceed 28% of your stable monthly income. So if your income is $5,000, you can safely allocate $1,400 of that, $5,000 x 0.28, to your future house payment. With mortgage rates at about 4.5%, this will translate into a mortgage loan amount of about $177,500. 2. Determine your time frame. You must determine your time frame. If you plan on purchasing a home in 5 years, you'll have to be prepared to save $9,000 per year, $45,000 divided by 5 years. Naturally, the shorter your time frame is, the higher your annual savings goal will be. 3. Consider downsizing. One fast way to save more money toward a down payment is downsizing. Downsizing is the process of reducing your expenses and living below your means while you save. When you downsize, you reduce the amount you pay for necessary expenses and instead divert that extra money into a savings account. 4. Ask for a raise. Do you have little money left over to save after you get paid? It might be time to ask for a raise. Use these tips to increase your chance of success. Time it right. Timing your salary conversation is the best way to set yourself up for success. Avoid asking your manager for a meeting during a hectic project or when time is at a premium. The best time to ask for a raise is during your annual performance review, but during the weeks after completing a big project is also an excellent choice. Come prepared, never walk into a salary discussion unprepared. Gather specific performance data and results from the projects you've worked on. Lay out exactly how busy you've been and what you've been working on. It'll help show your manager that they can't afford to lose you. 5. Set up an automated savings plan as soon as possible. Unless you're a saver by nature, and most of us aren't really, you'll need to automate the savings process. That will mean some sort of payroll savings plan. Just like your 401k plan, you should allocate a certain percentage or dollar amount of your regular pay to go directly into a savings account or money market account dedicated to accumulating the funds for your down payment. Not only does this make the process automatic, but it also makes it invisible. 6. Rent out your spare room, parking space or valuable items you don't use. Do you have an extra bedroom in your apartment? If you do, consider listing it on an online hospitality website like Airbnb. With Airbnb, you get to control who uses your space and when. You can approve dates and guests ahead of time and only rent out your spare room when it's convenient. You can even block out dates when your rental isn't available if you have a friend or family member coming for a visit. If you live in an urban area where parking is at a premium, consider renting out any of your assigned parking with an app like Just Park. 7. Chop your debt. If you're on a mission to buy a home, diverting your extra income toward your debt might seem counterintuitive. However, one of the first things lenders look for when they consider you as a mortgage candidate is your debt-to-income ratio. The more debt you have, the less favorable you are as a candidate. This can mean that you'll pay more in interest and have a higher down payment requirement. Buying a home can be a long process that requires a good chunk of your savings, but think of it all as preparation for homeownership. You'll have all of those expenses after you buy your home too, but you'll also have large expenses related to the home itself. So think of this as a dry run to prepare both your finances and your psyche for the extra expenses that homeownership brings. Comment below if you are planning on purchasing a new house for yourself. Thank you for watching Financial Data.